Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another. Why do I sound like a Minecraft intro? What?
Okay. Welcome back,
Yeah,
everybody,
welcome back,
to
everybody, to
this
another episode of
amazing video.
Stampy's Lovely World. I said no.
Lovely world. No, this is wrong intro. Wrong
Yeah,
intro.
I have no idea. Yeah, Moronic history. Yay!
Yay!
Okay. All right.
It's been a long day.
Today has been a very long day, and I was just recently made angry by certain people.
Oh yeah,
I'm not going to talk about it here because we're here to have fun. So
we're here to have fun, have some laughs,
Rumbly requested to set the
say
mood
some
that
slurs.
we talk about okay, we talk about random stuff before we begin. So Rumbly, the
Yeah,
ball's in your
I
court.
just, I just thought we could just talk about whatever for a hot
Yeah,
minute.
yeah, no, ball's in your court, big
And
man.
then change the pace up a bit. I am trying to find my what's it called?
Uh,
My computer charger because it's dying
do you?
at the moment.
I do we. I swear we
It's
plan this
fine.
ahead.
It's
We
fine.
plan this ahead, guys. We actually do. I
Yeah,
guess
this isn't like scripted at all. My computer's about to die and I can't find it.
so. I guess I'll start while Rumbly's trying to fumble around.
Yeah. You guys can just hear me in the background.
You know what? I'm gonna talk about politics because I want to talk about it, and you are gonna sit here and listen to me because I have an opinion.
This is the ball's in
Uh,
his court now. I can't stop it, everybody.
it's too many balls.
And
So
big balls
I,
for me to handle right now.
against my better judgment, watched the. This is old news by this point, but I watched the Republican primary debates. It was a shit
Oh,
show.
that
To it was a
I
shit show to be
can
sure.
imagine.
Um, the big takeaways: Vivek kind of got poopied on. DeSantis was boring, which was sad, and Pence looked the best. But it really big takeaway is that it doesn't really matter because the Republicans are going to pick Trump.
Because nobody has an opinion anymore.
The Republicans are going to pick Trump. Doesn't really matter.
It's not gonna matter who they pick because I
And
think
as far
everybody
as
knows.
Joe Biden goes, he's been doing pretty good on union stuff recently. The National Labor Relations Board has done some really good stuff recently. So if you're interested in that kind of labor union stuff,
Uh,
definitely check that out.
yeah, yeah. No, swear, guys, we planned this ahead of time.
Okay, so
I'm just an idiot.
now that we've alienated parts of our audience, or I have.
Yeah, man, I really didn't prepare a topic for this segment. I, damn. Okay. I got really nothing.
You
I'm trying to
wanted
think
to.
while trying to look for this damn computer charger. I can't find it. You know what? We're giving up. Anyways, I like what was I gonna say? I had a thing. I had to think. Oh, I don't know if you guys know this, and I don't even know if you guys want to know this, but I have started a Yu-Gi-Oh collection of just random cards that I buy specifically at Walmart for
It's
now.
I
Let's just say it's gotten to the point where in 1 month I've almost filled out a binder of 50 pages. Each page can hold 18 cards. So whatever the math is on that, we'll put it up on
if your
screen.
goofy
It's that
ass
number.
thinks I'm doing math, you are sorely mistaken.
I'll do it for you and I'll send you the results.
Okay. Um.
Speaking of math, today for math class, it was the first day in math. I didn't understand what was going on.
Oh yeah, I was gonna help you with that, and then I
I
just
was
didn't.
like, I was like so confused because it was like I don't want to even like get into this because it's like I don't even think you will understand the
Probably not.
crazy and weird process that we had to go through. It was long. Let's just say that one problem took up like half a page, and I'm like losing notebook paper at the second.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
if none of you can tell, today was interesting. Um, but we're here. We're here to do the podcast.
Yeah.
if I'm not, I don't mean to
What we're
rush you at
what we're here
all.
to do.
I don't mean to rush you at all. If you want to keep doing
Uh,
this, or if you want to go straight into it.
like um, yeah, no, I just can't find that computer charger. I'm gonna have to find it later.
All right. Well,
Um, oh, I hate my headphones. That's also what I want to talk about. My like gaming headset.
oh,
It sucks. I swear, like the one tiny screw. If anybody can like tell me how to like keep this in here, that would be great. But it's a pair of SteelSeries wired headphones. I can't remember the generation, but like the on the left side where the mic is, the screw that's holding it in always pops out. I don't know why.
uh,
It's like if it's like, am I not putting it? I swear it's in there all the way. It's
well,
in there as far as it can go.
if we're doing a headphone check, I am currently using some Skull Candy wired earbuds. That's why sometimes if you listen to the audio, you'll hear it rubbing against my shirt, which I do apologize for. I'm looking at getting some other stuff so I can actually record.
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm using right now at all. I'm using my Sony Bluetooth headphones right now. I don't plan on switching it anytime soon, though, because they work, and that's all that matters to me, myself, and I. I found
Oh,
a charger, but it's not the charger I need. This is.
well,
I don't want to say it just because of YouTube overlords.
what's his? I actually don't remember his name, the new YouTube guy. Let me look that up while you're doing that. I
Wait,
for
really? There's a new YouTube person?
You didn't know there was a new YouTube CEO after Susan
No, I
Wojcicki?
had no idea.
Yeah, since February 16th of 20 of this year. You are you
Seriously?
dumb? Yes.
I think I'm just like so unaware with the
You
world
actually
around
didn't
me.
know this? Yeah, Neil Mohan. He's been CEO since the 16th of February.
Neil Mohan, did his
Yeah.
mom not love him? Like,
He what? Yes, Susan
what?
old
Dude, that
Susan.
laptop's gonna die, but my attitude about it.
But yeah. So okay.
Yeah, no. So while we were talking about whatever we wanted to, oh, I have an automatic card shuffler. That's something I got. Where is it? I put it somewhere. There it is. Like, I don't know how it works
Okay, well we're on the
quite yet, but does it even come with batteries? I'll be amazed if it comes with batteries because then. Oh, okay, well, it doesn't come with batteries. Batteries are not included. That's thanks a lot. Okay, why? Oh well, I hated it when like companies don't put batteries in their battery operated things, so that we have to go spend more money for batteries.
It's
It's like
usually
the iPhone thing of like, oh, sorry, the charging block wasn't in there, but that's an extra $100 fee if you really want it.
So I actually understand the battery thing because shipping lithium-ion batteries can be a little bit dangerous sometimes. So I totally understand it for cheaper things, but like iPhones, there's no real reason for
Like,
that.
why? I'm already paying $1,000 for the phone. Why do I have to pay like $100 more just for the damn block?
Yeah,
No,
I
seriously, look it up. It's like $100 for a new block.
I stole the one off the Oculus cord, so I'm sitting pretty nice.
I did not because my mom already had one that she wasn't using, so I just stole it from her.
All right. We are on a bit of a time constraint, so if you're good to,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, no, sorry. I
No,
wanted to talk
you're
about random
completely
stuff.
fine. You're completely fine. I just want to make sure that we're not here till it's pretty late for here
Where we are.
for recording purposes. So we're just I'm not trying to rush from, but I'm just trying.
It's a long day. We both had work.
Oh God, not we're not
We don't
even
want to
not
talk
even
about it.
we're not even gonna go there. So okay,
Oh
so
yeah.
we're gonna hey just butting in here for a quick second. I know this is probably annoying, but let me just do my spiel quick. If you're enjoying the content so far, I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button. Me and Rumbly put a lot of effort into these, and we really enjoy when you guys show support for them. So if you could do that, that would mean the world to us, and there will be more Moronic history episodes coming out in the near future. So just keep that in mind. And with that, I hand you back over to the podcast. I'm gonna talk about a boy. What? So
A singular boy.
I need to ask you a question. What is the Boy Scouts?
the boys that scout.
That's, yeah, I can really okay. So in theory, the Boy Scouts of America is made to prepare young men for the tribulations of life by giving them life skills. In reality, it's just where a bunch of young men go to beat the shit out of each other with pool noodles and get diseases only medieval peasants would have gotten. And maybe get diddled, but what do you do?
Just what can you do about it?
So okay,
And
if a
Chevron, I
lot
have
of
a
this
question for
sounds
you.
like I'm speaking off the cuff, it's because I am. I am Sevron lore. I am actually in the Boy Scouts. Uh,
Yeah, he is. I was gonna ask if you ever got diddled.
I have not gotten diddled yet. Otherwise, I would be suing the Boy Scouts for everything, every dime they're worth, which is like 3 dimes. But I
They're
am.
not worth much anymore.
No, they are not. They had to go into bankruptcy, if I remember correctly. But if you're wondering what the thing with the pool noodles is, we're not allowed to have guns, even like laser tag guns. But if they give us pool noodles, it's a violent, violent day. I'll probably tell Boy Scout stories throughout this one because there are a lot of them. But yeah, so a little history of the Boy Scouts that I've had explained to me more times than I can count. It was part of this big wave of people in the 20th century. What picture did I pick? I didn't.
Deciding to
What
send
picture did
little
I?
boys
Why is that
away.
a? Okay, ignore the picture on the left. I didn't zoom in. Those are all women. They were very sexist back in the day. Ignore that picture. So
I
the
blocked it out right now.
the Boy Scouts was part of this.
Chevron from the future, blur it.
No, it's fine. I don't really care. So there was this. It was this big
Put a black
wave
screen over
of.
it.
It was this big wave of people thinking that men were getting too soft and feminine-like, which goes to show you that this is an attitude that's been happening for literal hundreds of years, and that no generation is ever happy with it. The Boy Scouts in its
Apparently,
form, Boy Scouts in its more modern form was founded by a dickhead by the name of Lord Baden-Powell in the fictitious land of England, and an American,
England,
England, yes, and a American by the name
England.
of W.D. Boyce brought it over to America after this legendary meeting with the unknown scout where he was helped across the street or whatever. It's really not important. The history of the
He was
BS.
shot to death across the street
No, 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 no. This
from.
was England. He was shanked to death.
He was shanked to death across the street from the barber. Got it.
I don't really want to go over Boy Scout history because it's boring, and I've had it explained to me more times than I can count, so I just do not care. um,
Don't give two flying fligs
all you need to know is that it's in America, and there's like a million people in it at the moment, so
that get diddled every day.
that get diddled every day. It happens. So, okay, Boy Scout progression. There are a couple levels. First, you started as a scout, then you're a tenderfoot, second class, first class, star, life, eagle. Eagle's the big one that everybody really wants to get. That's the one I'm actually going for at this very moment. I'm a life scout. But it's a pain. Um
Explain the treacherous journey you have to do to become an Eagle Scout.
so okay, so the requirements right now, where's my book? Here's my book. I have the book sitting right here so I can read to you exactly. So, right now, if you're looking on the screen, the Eagle requirements for the olden times are a little bit the same. So, number one, be active in your your troop for 6 months as a life scout. Demonstrates scout spirit and scout oath, scout law, duty to whatever, and basically, you just got to be good. Earn 21 merit badges, same as before. Oh my god, I'm clicking things. Stop that. Hold a position of leadership in your troop for more than 6 months, and do your Eagle Scout project. Very much similar to the requirements that were back in 1978. The merit badges themselves have changed, but nothing else really. Also, your Scoutmaster conference, but that's not really important.
We don't talk about that.
So
That's not important right now.
the main thing here is that merit badges take a long time just because they're very tedious, and your projects can take a long time depending on what you do. It's really variant.
We don't want to describe the amount of time Sevron has to wait
Yeah,
right
no,
now,
I
as of
am
right now.
currently sitting on a like 3/4 finished project. It is. I'm so close. I'll get there. I'll get there. But yeah, the Boy
Yeah,
Scouts
yeah,
is
yeah.
it also there's the Cub Scouts before it, which is another story, I
Thing
guess.
we could, I guess we can get into that at a later date, but not right now because
No,
that's not what we're
that's
here to
really not
talk.
important. So we do need to talk about a merit badge. Merit badges, if you don't know, are these. There's a lot of different merit badges. There are things you do. You do a bunch of requirements, and then you earn the merit badge because you learned about that thing. There's a bunch of them: archery, shotgun, cooking, nature, architecture, native studies, rowing, robotics, textile, and there's just a ton. Almost anything you can name, there's one. There's 156, I think, merit badges, but the one we're talking about
Yeah,
today actually doesn't exist anymore. Um, it's called Atomic Energy.
atomic energy.
Yeah, this is the old.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's actually called Nuclear Sciences now, and I'm not going to go into what the requirements were for the Atomic Energy Merit Badge because, speaking from experience, it is very boring going over all the requirements for merit badges. Um, a lot of what you do in merit badges is just convincing your person that you did the work in which you didn't do the work. There was,
And you just sat there all night sleeping on it.
yeah, no, it's so each, it depends on the merit badge really, but some requirements are actually like, personal management is a notorious one because you have to do 3 months of financial, like, watching. You have to watch your finances for 3 months and you have to record all the stuff you spend money on. And
Okay.
it just takes, three
What if
months.
you just like bought nothing?
Well, no, that yes, literally. Because for a lot of people, they're doing this at like age 14, so their expenses and incomes are zero and zero. I bet if I could find.
Zero and mom and the
And
income is
mom,
from mom's
yeah,
purse,
mom gave me a five
and
dollar
the
bill to go buy.
expenses are from to go buy milk. Like that. That's what it is.
Yeah, so yeah, they're kind of, it's weird. Atomic energy was introduced as a merit badge in 1963 and changed
Of
to,
course, during the Cold War.
yeah, of course. It was changed to
That's
nuclear
why we need it.
science at some point. I don't remember. I didn't write that
I
down.
wonder why, and I bet we're gonna talk about why.
Mostly just because atomics can speak most. When you speak about atomics, you're mostly speaking about like you're talking about atoms, not like atom bombs.
You know, yeah.
But I'm waffling. So this is David Charles Hahn, born in 1976 in Royal Oak, Michigan, in the U.S. of A. I'm not gonna pick this guy's life apart, his early life, because of something we'll talk about in a bit. But the main thing you want to know is that he was really interested in both chemistry and nuclear sciences.
Okay.
He had this dream and goal to collect a sample of every single element on the periodic table.
Oh, okay. I feel like I know where this is going.
So he actually did get most of them, as far as I know. I think this is the periodic table that would have been around at the time. There's obviously our periodic table has a lot more, but he wanted to collect every one of them. And if you know anything about elements, some of them do get a little bit radioactive as it tends to go.
Yeah, uranium ring a bell.
Plutonium,
Plutonium ring a
cesium,
bell. Helium,
cesium, thorium.
thoridium.
What's fluoridium? What?
Floridium, yeah.
Is that an actual element?
No, I'm messing with you.
Okay, because like californium is.
Oh, they might be. Who knows?
Californium, Americum, I think is germanium. Yeah, germanium's one. That
They
who?
started running out of names, so they just
Well,
started
no.
listing off states and
So,
countries.
um, if you discovered the element, you got to name it.
Right,
So,
so they ran out of names, so they started naming states and countries.
yeah, exactly. So he wants to do this, and the main thing that he wants to do is he wants to build what is called a breeder reactor. And
Okay,
to be honest, I had no
there
idea
we
what
go.
this thing was at first because I'm not the science guy, but I did. Flashing back to the Demon Core episode, I did a little bit of research, and I think I figured out what it is.
Oh, that doesn't look safe.
So basically, what happens is you take a core of plutonium that is in its neutron-rich source. So it's an isotope that is unstable, filled with neutrons. Now, this plutonium is going to give off these neutrons to because it wants to be happy with the amount of protons, electrons, and neutrons it has. So it sends these neutrons out into the world. But all around the
Uh,
plutonium is uranium at its more stable count, but but able to absorb the neutrons.
uh,
So the uranium will take in the neutrons, but then it gets unstable and releases the neutrons back, giving them back to the plutonium. And all of this while creates a bunch of heat that we use to, because we haven't figured out any other better way to make electricity, turn a turbine. Turbine. Turbine? Turbine. Turbine.
turbine, same thing.
But yeah, thing the and it actually creates more fissile material than it spends because it just keeps creating different isotopes. It's
Uh,
theoretically an infinite source, but I've heard it does have its drawbacks because you have to keep both at it'd be a critical type state without exploding.
yeah, you would have to be very close to critical overload.
And if you've watched our Demon Core episode, that's not good.
Um, that doesn't happen often.
But yeah, so he wants to build one of these things, and well, Rumbly, do you see any problems with David's plan?
Uh, yeah, one, how is the steam gonna get out? And
Well,
two, where's the water coming from? Two, where are you getting that much
he okay.
sodium?
So
Three,
so he's not going to.
I don't think you're gonna keep the heat in the same area that for that long without it melting.
So he's not trying to create the actual like electricity. He's just want to create the reactor, like the core.
Oh, just the core.
Yeah. So do you see any problems with that?
Um, there's nothing protecting it from going kaboom.
That's also an issue. The main issue is that trying to get uranium and plutonium it does tend to be a bit difficult.
Oh yeah, that too. You can't just have them.
for some for some
Not really a way to just hold it, you know.
for some reason the U.S. government does not want you having a bunch of uranium and plutonium.
I don't know why. It's like
Yeah,
it's dangerous or something.
I the what is it, the Atomic Energy Commission or something? I don't know. It doesn't like you doing that,
The
but
Geneva Convention, I don't know.
uh, actually, yeah, the UN does regulate how much refined uranium you can have.
Damn, okay. Alright, well, I was right. And I guess.
So David, he understands all of this, but he's going to get his hands on some materials. So he goes through and improvises and misleads and lies straight to the Nuclear Regulatory Agency's face and basically asks
Um,
how,
uh,
basically figures out how to build one of these things. And he decides that he's going to get the materials from things around his house. This is where that famous, like, you get the Americancium out of 241 out of a smoke detector. That this is the like the origin of that like whole myth and stuff. It's not a myth, but it is real.
oh,
He gets a bunch of thorium, which is not too radioactive, out of some lanterns. He gets radium out of the ink in old alarm clocks. So like the ink that changes with the
yeah,
time had radium in it, which is it has radi in it, radioactive. It was not good for him.
yeah.
Uh, tritium, which is in gun sights and is very bad for you to breathe in, but it's not really radioactive. And finally, lithium, which he got it from a bunch of batteries. So I mean, anybody could do that. Okay. So this is gonna sound
I just
fake.
get a lithium-ion battery, and yeah.
This is going to sound fake, but it isn't. He swindled his way into getting some uranium and plutonium by
How?
by lying and posing as a nuclear lab in the United States to foreign shippers and convincing them to send him a sample so they could do it's like a research. He's pretending to be a research lab. So he just
Okay. Wow.
commits what I can only imagine is multiple international crimes to get his hands on some uranium and plutonium.
Hey, side note. Uranium is 1 gram of uranium is 12 billion calories.
Uh, I, yeah,
So if
that's
you really want to bulk up, there's your source.
that's why David wanted it. He was going gym bro.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I wanted. He was just trying to go gym, bro.
So our little backyard Manhattan Project runner here had a very interesting, let's say, relationship with safety. Let's just say he was not familiar with the concept. He would use coffee filters and pickle jars to pick up dangerous chemicals and probably very radioactive materials.
That's not. That's safe.
He, to his credit, did have a gas mask, so the tritium wasn't going to screw him over.
Huh. Oh yeah, the gas mask will save you.
Yeah, the gas mask will save you from the multiple radiation sources you have in your little shed.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens is that well, this is from a testimony that he gave after the whole incident. Sorry, my bad. From the whole incident, one time he turned his hair green, and another time
I'm sorry. Huh?
he through whatever chemicals he was cooking in that pot today, he turned his hair green.
I don't think that's supposed to just happen, especially with radioactive material.
No, no, not at all. There was another time that he made himself pass out, which yeah, I he has a uh, he is lucky that I honestly it's kind of a miracle that he didn't end up killing himself sooner because
Yeah.
the amount of stuff that he was screwing with could have actually gotten multiple people killed if they would have screwed with it wrong. But little Oppenheimer here didn't create a breeder reactor, but he did create a neutron source, which basically means that these things are giving off neutrons in the form of radiation, which is dangerous.
Not good for body.
Not good for your human body that doesn't like radiation. Ask your doctor about it. So
Yeah, it's
David isn't stupid. He wasn't an idiot. He knew that this thing was giving off radiation, and he knew he needed to take care of it. He was going to destroy it, and for reference, it was giving off about 1,000 times the background radiation of the Earth. So
Oh, Dirk. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's safe.
honestly, in all fairness, that's not a ton because the background radiation of Earth is pretty low, but it's still not good,
It's
especially
still radiation.
now because imagine David because he's standing in a shed next to these things with minimal to no protection, with nothing separating him. So he's got giga cancer.
Oh yeah.
That's actually him in his
Man
shed
didn't.
right there.
Man did not live past 50. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, no, you should have put money on that one.
Yeah. No. Yeah. They're guaranteed didn't make it past 50.
So after a chance run in with the cops, David had a bunch of the tritium or was it thorium? He had a bunch of radioactive materials in his trunk, and the cops were like, yeah, no, we should probably figure this out. They called the Federal Radiological Emergency Response Team, who would later get the FBI and the EPA involved. EPA being the Environment Protection Agency. So the federal authorities get a warrant for David's house, and there was there apparently there was a caution sign in the inside of the shed.
House.
He
Oh, the shed.
spelled caution CAUSHON.
Close. That was close. That's close.
So
You almost spelled it right.
the yeah. So the EPA sees this stuff. I am imagining that like the inspectors are like, okay, this kid's gonna have like a little bit of radioactive material, and they got their little checkboard, and they walk in, and there's just like the demon core sitting on a table.
How did you manage to recreate this?
Yes,
I don't know.
like
Scratches his head.
I don't I can't even imagine being one of those officers because your job is probably 95% like, oh, somebody has like a few grams of uranium or something. But no, you walk into this kid's shed and you immediately have like colon cancer.
And you immediately die to herpes and colon cancer and heart disease and for a brain tumor.
And there's a thing that I'm guaranteeing I can't prove it because I don't have the document, but I'm guaranteeing it. There was definitely a lot of talk about in the like FBI and the EPA about this being a possible terrorist like thing.
Damn well could have been. They could have suspected him for that.
Well, most normal people do not build neutron sources in their backyard.
Oh no! Oh, you don't say. Really?
I mean, I'm currently sitting on 3 tons of uranium that is ready to go, but I'm a special case.
I have permission.
I have several nuclear weapons.
Beat that, Taiwan.
I- shipping my nuclear weapons to Ukraine and Taiwan to use at their leisure.
Yeah, and like here, hey, oh man, I dropped some nuclear bombs. Ah, shoot, I hope
Sorry.
no one finds
I
those.
hope I
And
hope
you would like push them across the border.
yeah, like kicking them into Ukraine just like
It's like, oh, God, that's my
shucks.
fault. I should probably get those back.
Yeah, I'll take care of it tomorrow. I hope they're still there when
And
I
I'll
get
get it
back.
tomorrow.
Hope I'm still there when I get.
So Russia has declared nuclear war on Ukraine.
And Ukraine
I'm not responsible for this.
has blown up Moscow. Okay, well, we had a good run.
Yep,
So,
time to get drafted.
oh god. No, here's the thing: you won't have to worry about getting drafted because the world will end before they even have a chance.
You're right. That's right. No,
So
we have to go. If you want to live, go to Oregon because there's nothing important there anyway.
okay. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the EPA guys
The
who
EPA.
are scratching their heads like, what is this kid up to? So they declare this thing a Superfund hazardous materials cleanup site, which is just a bunch of legal jargons, so they don't have to go through the courts because it's considered a imminent threat to public safety. So they're just like allowed to do it.
communist.
Yeah, basically they said that's communism, and they were immediately allowed to level the place.
Yep. Hey kid, that you're committing a communism.
You're committing a You are being charged with first degree communism. How do you plead?
Tomato.
Well, tomato's red. He's guilty. Shoot him.
Shoot him dead. He's a commie.
He's a
Yahoo!
he's a goddamn communist.
Yeehaw!
So the EPA dodges a bunch of legal issues, and
We
David
never talk about it again.
David is obviously asked to do a radiation test to see how screwed he is, because the EPA is like, okay, this guy probably has more radiation than Hiroshima at the moment, but David actually refuses to take the test.
And dies at the age of 22.
So we don't know how much radiation he was exposed to. I am pretty sure, I'm confident that it was a lot.
It was definitely a few rads.
Yeah, no, there is. If he was under 3 rads, I would be totally surprised. He refused it, and most people chalk up a lot of what would happen to him in his later life, health wise, up to this, because obviously getting a bunch of radiation sources and having them like in your face all the time probably isn't good for your body.
Really.
Uh,
Radiation entering the body, not good for you. Never would have thought.
no, yeah, if you want to learn more about that,
Demon Core?
Demon Core. What,
Please.
please.
We're late on our rent.
I'm out on the street. I'm recording this in the back alley of a Denny's.
Yeah, yeah. The green screen behind me, guys, is just the green leaves. Help, please.
I taped a bunch of leaves together for the green screen.
Put it on a public wall, please help.
I can't laugh too hard. I'll
I'm
start crying.
recording in a Denny's parking lot, guys. Help me.
I'll give a quick rant about Canadians at the end of this because
Oh boy, here we go.
they owe me healthcare. So I okay. Normally for this type of thing, I would give a history of what happened after the incident. But I want to talk about but I did this I found this rabbit hole and I kind of need to share it. So while looking up documents for this one, I found an FBI document, and I thought, well, obviously the FBI is going to write a document about this thing, so I'm going to use that as a source. And looking at this, I see the date up in the top right that says 23rd of April 2007, and I think that was the day it was declassified. Like that was my assumption.
Yeah.
It was not. This
What do you mean?
is an entirely separate incident to the one that happened in 94.
Really?
David Hahn was accused of making another nuclear reactor in his apartment in Cleveland.
Is this the same guy?
Same guy.
Same guy.
Multiple years later, he is accused of making another nuclear reactor in his apartment.
Oh my
So
god, you have to be kidding me.
I read the full report. And basically what happened is that he was going around trying to sell the book about him, like the book that just details what happened to the nuclear Boy Scout. And
Yeah.
because he was accused, his reputation preceded him, so the FBI was immediately like, okay, this is like probably real, so we need to go check this out. So they try for a couple of like weeks, and they eventually track him down and they get him to sit down for an interview. And they ask him a bunch of questions, and he says he had been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and that he had just been promoting his book when he was accused. He also lied to federal authorities about something. It was like being about his locations, and that he was told that that was a felony. And
Okay.
throughout this whole thing, the agents obviously know who this guy was because they have his file. So they're thinking, okay, well, what kind of materials do you have in the house? And he says that he doesn't have any like nuclear materials in this house, but that he did take apart a electric fly swatter for its battery unit. I'm gonna put this document in the description in case you want to go read it.
God, like this guy does not know when to quit, does he?
No,
He
I
got he
mean
got he got the warning the first time. Multiple years later, he was like, I can do it again.
he he really liked science, and he was almost like he was very committed to just doing science at whatever cost. And you can see in this report standing titled "Terrorism Threat Matters, Houston Conroe RA." This was treated as a terrorism threat because he had a
Yeah, a
because
nuclear
oh, and
nuclear.
one other thing. He wait, do I have it in the next slide? I do. Okay. So, we need to have a little bit of a talk now. A reflection, if you will.
It's supposed to be a picture.
No, there's not.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I had a tough time deciding whether or not to make this episode. Rumbly isn't involved in the writing process, so he didn't know this going in.
Yeah, no, I'm always surprised.
But I had a tough time writing this because I knew about the nuclear Boy Scout beforehand, and I just thought, oh, that's a fun story. But I finally learned about what happened to him after the incident, and it's actually really horrifying. After the incident, about 2 years after, his mother committed suicide due to a bunch of issues.
Oh, hey, this is taking a dark turn.
Yeah, and during the incident, his then girlfriend had left him. So
Okay, well,
David was a wreck. He joined the military, the Navy, and then the
that's
Marines.
a idea.
I think he was looking for structure in his life. Is my he um he was in the military for a long time, but he was discharged due to his schizophrenia. And in 2016, he died of a combination of a fentanyl, alcohol, and I think medication overdose.
Damn,
I
man's life went from 0 to 100.
we
Went from 100 to 0 real quick.
yeah we talk about normally we're pretty blasé about death, right? On this show, we're kind of we're not one
He laughs and giggles, but
hoo hoo hot. Recording this on 9/11, made jokes about it earlier,
with
but
but
this one hit especially home because usually when we're talking about people, they are scum of the earth. Whether we're talking about the Confederates or the Nazis or the Wagner Group, we're talking about the worst of the worst. But this was just, or even like with the Demon Corps, like those people died in the concept of science, and we made fun of that because, well, it was funny, horrifying but funny. But
yeah,
this just hits more home because it was 7 years ago, and he was just a guy.
just a dude passionate at the thing he wanted to do the most.
He was just yeah, he just liked science and he wanted to do that. And through a like awful series of events, he gets put on national news, and this just causes a domino effect that really screws him up. He died at I think like how old would he have been? He was born in 76, died in 2016. It would have been like 40 years old or something.
Damn,
He was not very old. And honestly, and there's I see a lot of talk around this case that kind of paints David as an idiot, as someone who didn't know what he was doing and that should have known the consequences of his actions and that almost kind of deserved what happened. And I cannot understand people taking this position. David wasn't stupid. I would argue that he was smarter than most, especially in the field of chemistry and nuclear sciences, because that was his thing.
He built a nuclear reactor at like teenage years.
Yeah, I think he was 17. You need to be very knowledgeable on this stuff. So he was not an idiot. And I'm not here to moralize to you about it. I made a podcast episode about it. I'm just here to make you think like there are real people behind the stuff we talk about. And normally, the people we talk about totally deserved. But in this specific case, I think we all need to remember that this was just a guy who had hopes and dreams of being probably a nuclear physicist or a physicist of some sort and lost everything in just a terrible way.
Yeah,
He
definitely is a way to go out.
was he blasé about safety? Sure. Could he have done it smarter? Of course, but he was not dumb. He knew the risks and he knew what was going to happen, but I don't know. This story kind of just hit home. Kind of just the cost to stuff like this because it was so recent.
Yeah, 7 years ago doesn't seem like that long ago. When you add it up to like the whole
Yeah, well, I mean
grand
the
scheme of
time
things.
periods we talk about, we've talked about things 170 years ago. We've talked about a lot, so. But yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was kind of a downer. I'm sorry. I didn't
I mean, sometimes I have to end on a happy note.
I just really needed to get it across that it's important to not just consume the fun stuff of history and then forget the real cost behind it. But yeah, sorry.
There are
Um
stupid stuff. There are stupid stuff. There's smart stuff. There's really idiotic stuff,
and then
and you
there's
have
just really
and then
sad
there's this
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, there's just like David didn't deserve any of that afterwards.
No,
Like
he definitely because like life's a precious thing. You only get one chance. That's it.
yeah, like he lost his mother, his
When you are
girlfriend.
here, like where you are now is where you are. It won't happen again.
So just
I don't
I
care
guess we're
if
doing
you're
a TED
Christian
talk.
or believe in reincarnation. Reincarnation, you
Just
know.
enjoy the life you have and don't waste try not to waste the time. Even you're and it's not wasting your time to like if you're having fun and enjoying yourself, you're not wasting the time. So don't ever think that.
Yeah.
Um
But
we can do a
I
little
got
pick
nothing
we can do a
to.
little pick me up before we leave, I think.
We can.
Okay, so Canadians.
Oh boy.
They're we love them as Americans, of course. Right, Rumbly?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they don't know how to do fires.
No, they don't. Like guys, I get it. You're cold, but fires can happen.
I, more saffron lore. I have weak lungs,
Yeah.
and
Well,
our part of the country was overtaken by Canadian smoke for a long time, which is actually partially why this episode was so delayed because I was coughing every 10 minutes.
every tenth of a second, it was just.
I, yeah, but it's just okay. Canadians have the same problem that Californians do. They don't do controlled burns. They need to start doing that because if they don't, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to just like okay,
Shoot people. I don't know.
what can I say? Okay, no,
Commit a terrorist attack.
that's an actionable threat. If I say something outrageous, like I will fly a helicopter into a polar bear.
I
Yes.
will. I will fly a helicopter through your tallest building. Then we'll see who has the better
Wait,
9/11.
what's the
Don't make me take a Boeing 747 up there. I will do it.
We're the most sensitive podcast. Tallest Canadian building.
Don't make me do it.
It is the bank tower in
Uh-huh.
oh,
You got
shoot,
it?
sorry, my bad. I think it's in Toronto. Toronto, yeah.
Okay, so don't make me fly into the bank building with my helicopter into Toronto, Canada. I'll do it. We'll see what's the better 9/11. After that, I'll go out like Kobe.
Do it on 9/12.
Yeah, 9/12. Then what? Then you'll have a day to remember. Maybe then you can change your emergency contact to 9/12 instead.
I love how our only mention of 9/11 is to make fun of Canadians.
Yep, it is. Don't make me come up there.
Oh my god.
They'll remember September 12th, 2023, I swear.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna make a prediction. The Canadians and the British are gonna remember the day, August 24th, 2024. Keep your calendars on.
Marking
Anyways,
it down right now.
yeah, marking it down. We're gonna have a younger monarch, I think.
Oh,
All right, I'm done. I'm done talking about Canadians.
yeah, yeah. Had a little fun, dude,
All right,
slamming
this
down one of
episode
them.
was kind of all over the place. I talked about politics at the start, which
I talked about chargers and whatever I could think of,
talked about you rummaging through your drawers to find a charger. We talked about David and kind of ended on a downer, and then we talked about Canadians
and made fun of them.
and 9/11.
Because today is 9/11, and me
Yeah,
and Sevron were no part of that.
I am. I would hope not. We weren't even born.
Well, they don't know that.
They don't know that.
They'll, they'll never know.
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Next time, I'm gonna talk about my coin collection. I just remembered I wanted to talk about that, but I'll talk about that next time. Thank you
Ooh,
all.
I need to talk about. Well, I know what I'm going to
Yeah.
talk about.
Okay.
I already
Next
know.
episode, we're gonna talk about interesting collections we have. All right.
All right. Yep.
So it's like a show and
That's
tell.
the small talk. Yep. It's like a show and tell day.
We're doing show and tell. That's what we're doing next time. Next
Yep.
episode.
You're
All
doing show and
right.
tell. I bet my show and tell is better.
I guarantee it's not.
I guarantee it is because I can flex on you.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Not really. It's not
I
that good.
I
All
I'd
right.
like to thank you all so much for watching this episode, and if you liked it, then consider subscribing, maybe.
Maybe. Actually, not maybe. You better, or I'm gonna come out of your closet door and I'm gonna scream at you. I'm literally not gonna stop screaming at you until you hit that red button and the bell.
Is it
And you turn on notifications for YouTube because you can turn those off and the bell doesn't do anything. So,
is it kosher to do the same bit 2 videos in a row?
hmm?
Well, I'm just saying, is it kosher to do that? Do the same bit twice?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it every episode now.
All
I'm
right.
doing it.
Well, that's a reoccurring bit then. All right. Well,
Yep.
actually, this time, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
See ya.